No matter who takes this bout, Rocky IV is still the best Rocky, and I'll fight on that. What? I don't have boxing gloves. I'm a hockey player. I'm Canadian, remember? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to another Sunday Fun Day. And for today, well, it's that time of the month again. No. It's a cinema showdown. Come on. Our two combatants today, Rocky versus Creed. Last Fanvo Friday, we compared Rocky Balboa and Adonis Creed, the characters. Today, we are going to be pitting the movies against each other. Only the originals. So it's not going to be Creed and Creed 2 or the entire Rocky franchise. It is just the original Rocky and the first Creed. So for the first round, we are going to be comparing the leads. So I guess we are comparing the characters. It is going to be Rocky Balboa versus Adonis Creed. Might as well start off with the OG Rocky Balboa, the ultimate underdog. Now, I love Sylvester Stallone. That's not really an unknown fact, but this is one of his original characters, one of his original acting jobs. He wrote the story. The only way he would let them do the movie is if he was the star. He got his way, and now look where we are, 2018, still getting Rocky movies. But his performance alone, gotta be honest, it doesn't hold up that well. Although he was Oscar nominated for it, he definitely deserved it for the first Creed, but for this first Rocky movie, I just don't see it. I know it's part of the character, because he's still with the character now. He's kind of mumbling, bumbling, saying the same things over and over again. How you doing, you know, all of his typical Rockyisms, but in this one, he's just almost too monotone for me. He only has kind of little spurts of emotion. He gives a very kind of subpar performance in this. Now, I still love him, but I just feel like he only got better as it went. He just doesn't have that charisma that he has in the later sequels. He doesn't have that confidence that shows later on. Now versus Adonis Creed in Creed, Michael B. Jordan, the guy goes all out. He gives so much emotion. He's one of my favorite performances of that entire year. One of my favorite performances in a boxing movie altogether. He has it. Every time he gets the lip quiver and he starts tearing up, you want to cry with him. Every time he gets angry, you get angry. He gives such an emotional performance. He is no rookie whatsoever to acting, although still relatively new. It really packs a punch. He gives a fantastic emotional performance. So, the first round, I'm actually going to have to give it to Adonis Creed. Round 2, we're going to be comparing the supporting cast. Creed, although he has two very solid performances, he only really has the two performances in my mind. You have Tessa Thompson's portrayal as Bianca, and then you of course has Sly Stallone back as Rocky Balboa. Sylvester Stallone was robbed of the Oscar for this movie. And although they both give two powerhouse, impactful performances, it's really not enough to go against the Rocky cast, I don't think, because when you compare it on the Rocky side, you have Paulie, you have Adrian, you have Mickey, you have Apollo, you have this giant cast of characters who are all very memorable. Even if you're not including the rest of the Rocky franchise, those names, they're great, they're easy to remember. They're characters that are going to stick with you. While you're definitely going to remember their performances from Creed, you only have two compared against this colorful cast that you get in the original Rocky. I'm going to have to give the second round for supporting cast to Rocky. Now for round 3, we're going to be comparing the villain. Rocky has Apollo Creed, a name that we are still hearing daily now that the Creed movies are happening. It's literally there in the title, it's Creed. You'll love to hate him. He's so cocky, he's so arrogant, but he has the stuff to back it up. He's the champion, baby. He knows how to do it. He knows how to go toe to toe. He knows how to dance. You gotta love Apollo Creed. He's got the hair, he's got the stash. Carl Weathers gives an unforgettable performance as Apollo Creed, and he is a villain that you will surely remember until the end of time, although he is more known as a friend now. Let's not forget, he was originally the villain. Now you go over to Creed, and Creed had a, what was it? It was a Petty Dickie Bomblin? Or, is it a Sticky Ricky Noblin? Or something like that, I don't know. And I was Pretty Ricky Conlon, I remember-ish, because I looked it up and watched the movie like last week. That was my only negative for the first Creed movie. It was a movie about Creed and Rocky and their relationship, and then at the end they kind of just wedged a villain in there and gave him a fancy name. You don't remember him, you don't care for him. Of course, villain. Round 3 is going to be going to Rocky once again for Apollo Creed. Now for round 4, we are going to be comparing the boxing. Now, Rocky, the franchise as a whole, I will speak about just for a moment, has the known style of just this ridiculously over-the-top boxing. These guys are just haymaker after haymaker, not blocking anything, not dodging anything, taking punch after punch after punch. That's just what the Rocky franchise is known for, and although they're super entertaining fights, we are talking about the first one here, in which it didn't even include the sound effects that all of its sequels included. So, it's just kind of fists over and over again, and whether they're dodging it or getting hit, they're doing the same head motions over and over again. And there's really only the one fight at the end. You have a bit of like, you know, kind of underground boxing in the beginning of the movie, but all in all, the boxing in the first Rocky movie does not hold up whatsoever. So without even going to say anything about Creed, Creed wins this round. I just gotta say that the boxing in the first Creed is some of the best boxing I've ever seen in any fighting movie in general. That's like the standard for boxing in my mind. If you're not like the first Creed, then you're not doing it as well as you definitely could be. And here we go, folks, the final round. These two combatants are standing toe to toe, trading blows in the middle of the ring. Who's going to take it? So for round 5, we are going to be comparing the story. The story for the first Creed, well, he's Apollo Creed's son, but he doesn't run with the name because he doesn't want to be stuck in his father's shadow. He wants to make a name for himself. He wants to fight, so he recruits Rocky Balboa, his father's former frenemy, you know, best friend, also mortal enemy, to train him so he can be a boxer. But the main thing about this story, like I said in an earlier point, this movie was more about the relationship between Adonis and Rocky rather than about the actual goings on itself. The message it tries to convey is, you know, being your own person, getting out of the shadow, doing what you love, doing what you know to do, what you were born to do. Rocky, it's about fighting no matter what. It's about no matter how down in the dumps you feel, there's always going to be things to live for. This movie has a lot of very, very impactful and emotional messages, and that was one of the huge, huge positives that I gave this movie. But I cannot ignore the fact that Rocky is one of the OG underdog stories. One of the most iconic and classic stories to ever be told is the underdog story. You have Apollo Creed, a man who is the champion. Again, he's arrogant, he's cocky, but he has the title to hold up and show about. But now the people hate him. They're turning on him, so he has to do something. So he's gonna give just a random schmuck the chance for the title. Of course, he's sifting through his options and lands on the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa. A name that he just can't get out of his head over and over again. The Italian stallion. The Italian stallion. So it's a name that he can see. Apollo Creed versus the Italian stallion. So the fight is set. Although slightly unrealistic by today's standards, this movie goes the distance. It gives a very impactful story, a very emotional story. A man that's not supposed to have any odds in the world turns to a trainer who's old, disgruntled old man, and he whips him into shape and makes a fighter out of him, and this match goes all the way. And just recently, a couple days before making this video, Rocky was named the best sports movie of all time. Almost every single list or ranking that you see of the best sports movies or the Rocky movies ranked, Rocky 1 is almost certainly always going to be in the #1 spot. Although the story for Creed is extremely, extremely emotional, and it has a great, very positive message, you can't ignore the iconic, original, and classic underdog story that is Rocky. So the winner of the 5th round is going to be Rocky. And that crowns our winner of the entire fight. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this cinema showdown is Rocky. So if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know who would you have picked for the winner of this cinema showdown. And be sure to hit me up on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links will be in the description and at the end of the video. And be sure to check out my Instagram page every Friday for the Fan Vote Friday. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap. Today we are going to be pitting two horror icons against one another. It is going to be